welcome to the One Piece Doc podcast with me, Mr. Six, and
Erik, and we're going to talk about the Chop Chop fruit today. And the person who owns the Chop Chop fruit is Buggy.
And this is part of our unnamed yet Devil Fruit series.
Yeah.
So if you have any ideas, comment down below.
Comment down below what you think the name of the series should be, and we're taking all applications right now.
Exactly. And we don't reject anybody. So
yeah, we do.
Oh, well, just you.
Just me. See,
but definitely subscribe and like this video.
Six is definitely the idealist here. I'm just the realist. If your idea,
no, I think you're the idealist. I'm more of the realist. If you have watched or have listened to any of our podcasts, you'll know I'm the realist.
Maybe
you're more idealist.
Sometimes, where everyone has their moment in the sun, their moment to shine.
Not the fishermen.
Yeah, they do. They have the little roots of the trees that bring the light from the sun down to the bottom of the sea.
But is it the actual sun?
No. It's the light from the actual sun.
I guess so. But
be grateful for what you have.
But back our famous tangents. So we're going to be talking about like Erik said, the Chop Chop fruit. So I was really excited about this fruit because it is so difficult to think about. Like, and if you don't know, like on this series, we try to just kind of give you a little bit of background about whatever fruit we're talking about, like strategies or different aspects of that fruit, maybe an awakening, what an awakening would look like. And then if we ate it, how would we use it?
Yeah, and how is it used already in order to fight, in order to strategize, in order to move, in order to just interact with people in their environments.
So everything I just said.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But just in a kind of slightly different way.
And just in an Erik the Wild way.
Yeah, I'm just paraphrasing it. That's all. Plagiarism.
No, that's not plagiarism.
I just gave credit to the person.
Oh, thank you.
Who came up with the...
Put it in your MLS format.
Yeah, CC.
Gosh.
CC?
I'm getting like
Mr.
flashbacks of like my 20-page papers.
I know. That's
in college.
Yeah.
Well, those weren't too bad.
I was pretty good at giving people credit.
Oh, yeah. You're you would be grading papers.
Yeah, grading them all.
All right. We'll get back. Okay, we're getting back to the topic. Okay, so... the Chop Chop fruit. Do you want to give the summary on it, or?
Yeah, sure. I'll give a brief summary. The Chop Chop fruit. Buggy has it. Like I said before, it allows the person to be
clown.
Buggy the clown.
No, D.
Buggy the clown. He is the god of
D?
One Piece. He's unbeatable.
He's like right next to Goda.
Yeah,
and God Usopp.
Yeah, he's one of the strongest characters in the entire series. By far,
I would say that's not totally. I'm not saying he is, but I would say like totally influence wise, like how he's tricked people.
Yes,
and like how and his followers. I mean, of course, he can't go against like a Yonko or like a serious pirate crew, but like
he's Shank's friend.
He is like I mean,
he lost the Giants just recently, so it's really not as powerful
but I mean,
as he was.
But he does have influence, so that is pretty powerful.
Yeah, he does.
But is that part of his devil fruit? I would say yes. And you know why?
Why?
I know I kind of cut you off on your summary, but
I'll come back to it.
Just like a mountain lion or a bear. Well, I'm not sure. Someone update me on this, but
I might.
But like I was taught is if you see someone or like someone, you see a predatory animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mountain lion.
I'm scared.
You get as big as possible and you make a lot of noises, right?
That's true.
So
you could
Buggy,
intimidate them.
Yeah, that's true. But like Buggy, because he's the Chop Chop man, he can and the post time skip, he's seen having his cape attached to his like hands, and where he extends. Mm-hmm. That cape and drapes over and makes himself like extremely huge and intimidating, right?
Mm.
So he does kind of have that.
See, he needs to have observation hockey when he fights someone.
Dude, you just need to have all three forms of hockey.
But he doesn't. We don't even think he has any. So he's really just...
Dude, watch him have King's Coffee.
That would be funny. I am Buggy the Clown.
I mean, people do. I mean, like, people do follow him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's...
yeah.
People do follow the people with King's Hockey.
True pirates, the captains, they're the closest to being kings.
Yeah.
Other than the actual kings.
Okay, so... Sorry to cut you off for, like, you know, a good, like, 2 minutes. But go on about your summary.
Well, the devil fruit... It doesn't allow you to be cut. So if you are swung at or slashed at by a Mihawk or Zoro, who you would be somewhat resistant to being cut, although I assume hockey would be one way to cut Buggy the Clown. So if you ever ran into someone with hockey, that would immediately make him less, you know, likely to win that fight. He does not have it.
I would say, though, you know how, like, hockey... like a Logia user, right? Like, let's say you're a Mihawk with a sword, and your sword is imbued with hockey. I like that word, imbued.
Imbued is a nice word. It means to be
bestowed
with power.
So, let's say you're like, let's say you're fighting Kizaru. You know how, like, he, like, uses his light beam to kind of, like, do a transfer of himself to
like a mirror.
Wherever he's, like, moving to.
Yeah.
So, you know, like Silver's Rayleigh, he, like, cut that beam and he stopped moving, right? So, kind of, like, essentially, I mean, not essentially, but a little bit, like, you know, disrupting him, right?
Where are you going with
Buggy, and, like, if, you know, you're in your liquid form, but if you're in your liquid form and you're not using hockey, you know, it doesn't matter. Right, because it'll just be that Logia element. But if you're using hockey, you solidify them and then cut them. But with a Buggy, let's say he separates fast enough, right? And your sword goes through. He wouldn't be cut. It wouldn't be like sewn back together, right? I'm just.
Well, how would you
cut him if he's fast enough not to be cut?
How would he evade if he doesn't have observation hockey?
No, I'm not talking about Buggy. I'm just saying, like, if someone that had a high level, I'm not saying, like, I'm not talking about Buggy here. I'm just saying, like, if
Atomic Samurai, boom.
No, I mean, like, if someone like that
was
that would took this devil fruit to the highest level of using it in combat, right? Because because you wouldn't.
You would be able to evade as slashes if you had observation.
You'd
be cut and
you don't even. At that point, you really kind of don't even need. I mean, it helps, but, like, if you had to choose between armament and observation, you'd want to, like, really specialize in observation hockey, especially, like, future sight, because if you can see everything that's it's a coming towards you, it's like it's an evasive fruit. It's
a bad brawler fruit, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You just have to be, like, pretty much Garp, so you'd have to run hockey to win fights.
But at the same time, it's the same concept. You just kind of, like, evade.
You would scare people because you'd be evading so fast. You could get cut.
You'd be untouchable.
And then it'd look like the sword's just going right through you.
Right.
And it would be because you'd be cutting yourself and then uncutting yourself to avoid the attacks
or chopping,
and then chopping and just walking towards your victim and punching them in the face, and it's over. Boom. If you're strong, like Garp.
I mean, like, and I wonder how fast you can propel your punches, right? Because we've seen him, like, punch people.
Give this fruit to Garp. He's invincible.
Well, no, I mean, like,
wouldn't Garp be a good person to give this fruit to, though? Like an amazing brawler. He's now immune to slash attacks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could give it to anybody that's a really good brawler.
Give it to Kaido. Goodness gracious!
I like him better as a dragon.
Sorry,
I'm sorry if I spoiled people.
He's the strongest. He is the strongest one-on-one.
But we don't know that if that's because of his devil fruit.
Well, who knows? But just
because zones are pretty, like, if he's. I mean, he's definitely awakened.
But he's also really really strong naturally.
Like those couple.
Okay, give it to Big Mom then. Give it to her.
But she has her soul Numi.
I know, but give her the give her the ability to
chop herself.
Yeah, to chop herself, but make it so that any sword strike just goes right through her, and people be like, "Oh crap," you know. I'm in a really bad place right now. Please, world, save me, because Big Mom is walking at me and she's gonna eat me. Because I'm really sweet.
No, I'm just thinking. I'm like, I mean, it's so we're talking like the Forever Lost video, that we talked about in previous podcasts. We talked a little bit about like tiers of paramecias.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely like you would really have to work extremely hard to make this fruit like actually viable.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's other fruits that are like, it's the learning curve is not huge. But this one I mean, it's like the gum
easily,
it's like the gum fruit. It's like the gum fruit too with Luffy. I mean, if you're not like creative or like willing to work on endurance and stuff, like if Amoria had a gum fruit, ate the gum fruit instead of the shadow fruit, he would be useless.
Burgess wanted the gum fruit, remember? Can you imagine him not knowing how to use it properly?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just him being a kid versus an adult using it would be different.
Like, how would
CP9, they use it? They got theirs down pretty quick.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it just depends on the person who eats it. But
theirs were pretty basic.
I mean, too. I wouldn't put the gum fruit on the chop fruit level. I'd probably like.
It's gotta be above it.
I'd say it's. I mean, just what we've seen Luffy use with it. I'm not saying it's like a special paramecia or anything like that, or like, but it's definitely up there, and like
it is.
Not and like what you can do with it. The chop fruit, at least what I've seen, is like, what are you gonna like? What do you do? I mean, it's just very straightforward. You just chop yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like okay.
Well,
like, I use this.
You can make your fist fly at people.
No, and that's what I was saying before. Like
or
how fast?
Fly at people.
How fast could you make your fist fly? Like if you can like make it go like blast. Yeah, like then it'd be like, okay, dang, this fruit is like really great. But
pretty OP.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say OP, but. I mean, maybe if you're if you had like the daggers or something like that, and then beat it with hockey.
Crazy, yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I guess like that would be an avenue, like how fast you can launch, chop and then launch.
Seen Buggy do anything crazy.
Well, I mean, because Buggy isn't that kind of character.
He's supposed to be fodder level.
He just does character. Like he
was the Usopp of Goldie Rogers' crew.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't he?
But I mean,
they both have funny noses.
Yeah, that's true, dude. I wonder what's. I forgot. Did Oda ever say if that was his actual nose or if he's hiding his nose?
That's his actual nose.
Oh, yeah. That would be messed up. Your nose is just so just round and red that you're just like, I'm just gonna dress up as like a clown for the rest of my life just because my nose, just so people think it's part of my shake.
Yeah, and that'll make fun of me for it.
Exactly.
Why are you wearing a clown nose? Do you want to die today? That's what Buggy would say to people.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably why he became a pirate.
Yeah.
Because he was bullied. Don't bully people; they'll become pirates.
Yeah, and then become part of the Shichibukai High.
So how would you use Buggy's Dev? I know beforehand you had an idea of how you wanted to use it.
If I had a Shanks moment where I accidentally swallowed it like Buggy, he didn't even want this fruit.
He didn't.
But like,
Shanks scared the crap out of him. He's like, "Wait, you had that Dev fruit?" He's like, "Oh!" He shoves it in his mouth.
So, I mean, I would. Okay, I would definitely try to see how far I could push like the acceleration of like a punch, right? Like we're talking about. And I mean, just like just trying to get as like efficient with separating yourself and knowing where to separate.
You can avoid punches too.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, you can like fly.
And your body doesn't have to go that far away. You could just separate it and still punch someone while in the air.
Yeah.
So you would be able to avoid better.
So if you had like a cloak and you're like doing like the buggy style, right? And you had like the knives and you had like something to like show like you don't know which body part's missing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they don't have, this is priest type stuff.
Yeah.
Where they don't have observation, but like you can sneak up and then boom, like with your hand. And like you can assassinate people too.
Yeah, you could.
Like you can distract someone.
You can hide your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you can distract them, and then like, the hand that you
like that.
No, they're not. But like,
but you could, yeah, and you could.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it would actually be a really good assassin fruit.
It would be like it could be very solid because we always used in that way.
We just talk about like if a fruit's like more support, combat, or mix of the two, or.
Yeah.
Like, this would I mean, I don't know about, like, it'd be, like, a meh.
Yeah, you know what fruit's kind of like this one? It's the ball fruit, where that marine can turn stuff into balls.
Yeah.
It's kind of
we're gonna, yeah.
Oh, my God, we might talk about that one, but I just wanted to bring this up real quick. If you could be immune to blunt force trauma, that might be better for brawling. If someone punches you, you turn into balls, and, like, their hands kind of go through. Like, it could be hundreds of little balls, and just kind of, you can move them apart. You can move them apart. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So, like, what if you can control the number of balls that are created in one spot, and how small or big they are, and whether or not they move freely around?
Or, like, you get them stuck?
Or you could, like, cause them to float in the air, too. Like, they could just move around.
Oh, you, like, encase them in...
Yeah,
because he's like the berry fruit or something.
Yeah, the berry fruit, and you turn his body into little balls,
and you just float them to like.
Yeah, so it'd be the same thing. It's the same thing, but they're balls instead.
Yeah,
and you could avoid attacks that way too, and you'd be more immune to like fighting damage, like blunt force trauma.
I just want that fruit bothers me so much because I want everything to be symmetrical.
I know,
because like you're just like I just imagine like a ice cream scoop. Right, or like a melon ball, or like you're just, and then but there's like all these like you're like Swiss cheese, like how are those made into balls?
Yeah, I don't know. Weird, right?
Anyways, back to the chop fruit. Yeah, no, okay. So I bring this up all the time. How, like in like the Luffy discussion for Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
What would Buggy's awakening be?
I think his awakening would have to be something...
He doesn't get chopped.
Ever.
He doesn't get chopped. That's his awakening. He doesn't have to chop.
He's unchoppable.
He's unchoppable. That's the way... No, I don't know.
That would be cool, though. No, it would be. What if he can't be chopped at all? Like, you could hit him with a hockey and beach slash uncuttable. He's just not a person that can be cut. The sword just goes right through him. Every time. It's not like it stops on him.
It just phase through instead of a chop.
It just always goes through. It just always goes through your body. It always knows. Like it's like your observation hockey's on steroids, and your devil fruit is using it on its own.
Yeah,
that's an awakening. You're an uncuttable person in that sense.
I always wondered, like, because he always gets chopped like a clean chop. Like if you just took a cleaver and you just chop wherever he wants to chop.
To him.
Can he like chop? I don't remember, unless you remember or somebody else that's listening wants to comment below. I could be wrong. Like, what if he did like, you know how like Law took the heart out of Smoker, where he just had that like square kind of like cavity, just like, can he do that with himself?
I bet you can.
Because like,
yeah, he has to be able to.
Yeah, because I mean,
he's cuttable. He can be cut in every direction.
But that's what I'm saying. We've seen him just like one cut, but we haven't seen any intricate cuts, right?
Yes.
So
we haven't really seen him be cut in different patterns, but we have seen him be cut in one direction.
What about what about you? How would you use the chop fruit?
I think if I was in the One Piece world and I could use the chop fruit, I would probably have to be a brawler, because why do I need to fight with swords when I'm uncuttable? I could just walk up to people and I just practice on punching people. Practice.
I would feel like if you're I'd feel like if
hockey.
Like the chop fruit would be the ultimate swordsman's fruit, because I mean because your main source of fighting is through your blades, but and what are your opponents probably going to be fighting with? Swords.
But you aren't afraid of them.
Huh?
You aren't afraid of them.
No, I know. But
who are the strongest characters? What do they fight with? Kaido. I guess a club, but his fists. You have Big Mom.
I'm not saying
with the sword. Yeah.
I mean, we can't just go to the top percent, like a percent of the 1% of One Piece.
Garp, he fights with cannonballs and his fists.
But I'm just saying,
Luffy,
like a swordsman.
He just fights with his fists. Maybe a staff one day. I've heard of that rumor.
So, is it a rumor?
A rumor on the One Piece community.
Speculation?
It's like...
No, but I'm saying it, like, out of everybody, a chop fruit would probably be the best for a swordsman, because Zoro's fighting people with swords all the time.
Yeah,
right?
I guess if you had observation hockey, it would be cool.
So, yeah, I mean, like, if he was fighting Killer and, like, you know, a couple chapters back.
But what about when you're fighting people who don't use swords? And you have a sword.
So it's the same concept you just said with, like, a brawler. You just do the same thing.
But now you're a swordsman.
So?
I feel like all the top brawlers would beat you. Because you're not a pure brawler. You think Zoro or Mihawk are ever going to be stronger than Goldie Roger or Luffy?
It's a different kind of strength. Because they're, I mean, yeah.
I want to be the strongest.
And okay. I just realized, I just realized this is you. This is your fantasy scenario.
This is my fantasy.
Okay, so now going back to
my dream.
No, going back to One Piece reality, if we can call it that. But I would see, I'd see like I wouldn't see a brawler. Like if they're like you only get one, one devil fruit, and that's the chop fruit, and you can choose to eat it or not. I would say like a swordsman.
It doesn't seem that great.
Well, I mean, if they ate it, like I would see a swordsman eating that rather than like a brawler, because just like I said, okay, pre-hockey, right? Because like, I mean, you're fighting. I mean, you don't want to get slashed,
what
right?
If
that's just your like. That'd be like your backup plan. Like if you did get slapped, you're like, oh, too bad. I also have the chop fruit, so you can't.
What if they got eaten? Like Shing's arm got eaten. What if your severed arm got eaten?
I mean, teeth are just like cutting through your flesh.
Could you be cut? Is that the same thing?
No, I don't think so.
So, but your arm is still inside the.
That's what I was saying though. Remember, like when I was saying, if he can be cut with the chop fruit, if you can cut in irregular shapes. So if a Sea King did bite you, right?
It's cutting,
and then it cuts you but like it's in the serrated.
If it was awakened and your awakened was like. You can't be cut, or you're uncuttable, or you just face through you, or just face your whole arm.
Well, I don't know. That's
because then now you are separated by a cavity.
I mean, like our ideas for like awakening are kind of a long, like I don't know. I definitely want someone out there
to comment a great idea.
Yeah, comment a great comment what you think the chop fruit awakening would be, because that. Like I just can't think of like something that like makes sense. Yeah, well, you know, it's a great idea. Ours are like really, Is that the rest of the people who read it? They're like, well, that idea sucks. Or they'll be like, that's a great idea. There's no judgment here. We're not that kind. We're gonna try not to be that kind of community if we build a community.
Yeah, we would rather have a community where the people aren't judging everybody, but we know people.
Well, we can judge Erik. That's all. That's the only person we can.
You can all judge me, but you can't judge anybody else. So I will father all of the judgment in the community in one place.
Exactly. You're the Naruto. You're taking out all the responsibility.
Yeah, and I will shoulder all of the burden.
Yeah, exactly. You'll protect everybody.
For the sake of our community.
But yeah, no, that's what, like, going back to your to like getting bitten, it's just a chop, like that's your the only
arm
thing.
Would be in their mouth. It's
so
still separated.
I mean, there was a whole cover story with Buggy.
He found his body.
Like, no, he lost his body and then finding his body. So like,
wasn't part of it eaten?
I don't remember.
His hand or something.
I have no idea. But but that's what I'm saying.
I'd be punching the crap out of it.
Anyways, like for me at least, summary, ultimate evasive. Well, I mean, there's probably better, but like I would say it's a pretty good evasive fruit. But combat wise, definitely low tier.
It's more support.
Not as useless as the jacket, because it's pretty useful as like a swordsman.
Yeah.
If they were using it as like their like backup plan if they got cut.
Mm-hmm. I try to be like Garp, to be honest. Train myself to fight, and then be uncuttable. You know, don't have to worry about learning how to fight people with swords. They just can't hurt me.
I mean, yeah. That's just the same with a swordsman. I mean, we're basically saying the same thing.
Yeah, you just have a different strategy about it.
I mean, no. I mean, we're basically saying the same thing. You're just like using your fist, and then I'm saying a person, the ideal person, like if you're gonna like force feed it to someone and then be successful with it, I would say a swordsman.
You just give you can give that to a swordman fodder, and they become a swordsman god. They're pretty much A tier swordsmen with that. If you're a swordsman, even lowest tier swordsman, and then you can no longer be cut by anyone but those who have hockey, you're pretty strong.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You're pretty much stronger than
just don't run into
90%
Mihawk.
of the world. Yeah, Mihawk will mess your world up.
Well, I think that was a good podcast.
Yeah.
We were talking before, and you're like, I don't know if I can talk about this right. And I was like, come on, we can do it.
We did pretty fun video.
That was pretty fun.
I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, you can find us on Instagram. Please follow us at onepiecedoc.podcast. And like and subscribe to this video. This is Mr. Six, and
it's Eric, and we are out.
We'll see you back at the